Okay, 大家好. My
Good.
name is hello, Jane. My name is Sanaa Chahid. I'm in charge of the recruitment of our students. I'm the admission officer here at EICAR, the International Film and Television School of Paris. So I will be presenting you the school today here in Paris, and just note that there's also a campus in Lyon. So I can also, what I say about EICAR Paris is also available for the campus in Lyon. So thank you for coming here today for this presentation. I will talk about 20 minutes. So the presentation will last about 20 minutes. And then I will be able to answer all your questions. So don't hesitate to add your question in the Q&R option up there. And yes, so let's start. So who are we? So the EICAR, so the International Film and School of Paris, we can call it EICAR. So you can see the logo here. EICAR is almost 50 years old. We are going to celebrate our birthday next year. So it means 50 years of experience in the audiovisual area, and it's very rare to have a private school in France that is that is this old, which is a good thing. It means a lot of experience on our side, and I'm mostly going to talk about the English-speaking programs that we have. Note that we also have French-speaking programs for those that want to learn French and want to study in French. It's also possible. But I'm mostly going to talk about the English-speaking ones in filmmaking. So we are based in Paris. We're also based in Lyon. We have another smaller campus in Lyon. We have 1,000 students only in Paris. We have a bright new campus. I'm going to talk about it later. And so the EICAR started as an acting school. It used to be a school for actors, and then we slowly developed other disciplines, other programs to help the actors play not only theaters but also in movies. So it was one of the rare schools that gave the possibility to actors to play in front of to play and to train in front of a camera, which is really rare in France as well. If you have other programs, other acting programs, it mostly train them to play on a scene in a theater, but not in front of the camera, and have directly access to to be able to work directly with future directors. So it's also a good thing to be able to be prepared and work as a in a simulation of what's going to happen in a professional life. So yes, now we have a lot of programs. We have developed all the disciplines that exist in the audiovisual industry. So like I said, 1,000 students, sorry, multidisciplines. We also are, we can say we are a technical school. It doesn't mean you need to be a technician before you join the school. It only means you're going to have a hands-on way of learning, really a hands-on pedagogy. So it means you will learning by practicing mostly. You will also have theoretical classes. We cannot skip the history of cinema, especially if you're joining a school of cinema. So you need to know your basics, but you will be practicing a lot. It's going to take most of your time. You will be shooting, you will be making movies, you will be writing movies. So yes, a hands-on way of learning. So what we teach are the crafts of filmmaking. If you're interested in the audiovisual industry, you need to know a bit about this industry, what it means. So we are like I said, we are a hands-on kind of school because we really want our students to find a job after their studies. So it's almost pointless to only have a theoretical diploma in this area. because what people, industries, companies are looking for in that industry are people with technical skills, and experience. The audiovisual industry in France represents over 100,000 jobs in the visual arts. We also have, a bit less than 300,000 jobs in the live events. I'm talking about live events because live events, you could also be, film big events, have some students that are going to work on filming for the elections of France. So it could be also concerts, because we have, what we call captations. For example, at the opera, you have a video that is being built. So you have captations of opera, of ballet, things like that. It also represents 10,000 companies only in the Paris area. And that's why we are located in Paris. The audiovisual industry, its center, like fashion, like a lot of things in France, are located in Paris and the region called Île-de-France, which is the Paris region. And it's also, I want you to also know, you have with social media, and COVID happened, so you might think, yeah, the business kind of slowed down. It did for certain areas, like maybe for live events, for example. Now it's starting back again. But new job opportunities have been created because companies that are not only involved in the audiovisual industry need to be visible on social media, and they need people that can help them create video contents. So that creates new job opportunities for future students after they get their diplomas. So let's talk now about the programs. Like I said, the English-speaking programs. We have 3 main programs in filmmaking, which is the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Filmmaking, the Master of Fine Arts in Filmmaking, and the 1-year Fundamentals program. So for those 3 programs, you don't need any experience to join the program. You need to know that you are creative, that you want to make movies, that you want to be involved in that world. So you either, I don't know, you're either passionate about cinema and you have a feeling that you also want to be part in that creation, or maybe you went to a shooting or something and you felt like you really wanted to be part of that atmosphere, or you just really artistic. You have an artistic mind, you want to write movies, or you're interested about photography, you have experience in photography. It can be a plus. It's not needed, but it can be a plus, because we can teach you the craft, but we cannot teach you the motivation, so people, students that join us are really motivated, they're really passionate. So yes, we can add the craft to your passion. And then we have in red before that, the bachelor, you have access to it after a high school diploma. So you only need a high school diploma to join the Bachelor of Fine Arts. For the Masters of Fine Arts, it's different. For the Masters, you need a bachelor, but it doesn't need to be a bachelor in the audiovisual area. It can be a plus. You want a master, you want to have a experience also in France. Maybe it can be a plus-value, it can be a plus if you want to work, come back to your country afterwards. But you'd only need a bachelor in any other areas. We have a lot of students that want to, that are in reorientation. So basically they studied a more classic a bachelor, and they follow the more basic bachelor, and they want to now focus on their passion. And yeah, a portfolio will be needed for the masters, but I will talk also a bit more in details later on. 1-year fundamental program, it's only on 1 year. Also, you don't need experience. And then you have the 1-year advanced program, and this one, as it says, it's advanced. So you need first experience in the area to join this one. It means you want to focus on an area in filmmaking, maybe the technique, maybe the camera, maybe you want to have more experience and create a full, better portfolio to find a job later on. The acting 1-year program, it's also a new one. It's starting next year, September 2022's intake. Well, it's quite logical that we created this one because, like I said at the beginning, EICAR, we used to be an acting school, and it's important for the bachelor, the students in filmmaking in the bachelors of the BFA, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Master, and the 1-year fundamental program, to be able to work in collaboration with students in the acting program, so they can, shoot a film with actors from their school. So what we focus on in our pedagogy is mimicking the what's happening in live in real life in the industry. I'm going to use an example. For example, during COVID, we had a workshop about the new COVID processes, because that's what professionals were doing. So we had to teach our students what were the new processes. So everything that is new in the industry, our teachers are professionals that are still working, that are still in the business, so they can implement those new processes, those new techniques during their classes. And it's really also a strength that we can adapt. We can adapt the pedagogical material, the workshops, the technical classes to what's actually going on in the real world. So, like I said, we are a hands-on school, so you will have 80% of practical classes with a one-on-one tutoring. You always need feedback in this area. So you will need feedback on your films to develop your techniques, to be able to ask your questions to teacher. So one-on-one tutoring sessions and specialized workshops all through the year. So we'll have guests that are going to be able to come. We have a cinema room, so most of the master classes are going to happen in the hub. What we call the hub is the cinema room here at the school. So let's talk a bit about the Francophone program. The difference with the Francophone program, well, it's French, but you have what I would say is similar to the filmmaking bachelor program, similar to the BFA, would be the Bachelor of Réalisation. Réalisation means directing, cinéma et télévision, cinéma and television. Well, cinema and audiovisual, because television is kind of old school. We don't really talk about television anymore because we have way more interfaces, way more way of seeing, watching video contents like social media, Netflix, the usual platforms, Amazon, etc. And we have the acting department. The acting department, the acting program in French is different from the English one because it's in 3 years. It's a bachelor with an optional 4th year to prepare for test competitions to get into the conservatoire, which is really prestigious. And we have the sound department, which is important. The sound department, you will, if you join an English-speaking program, you will be doing a bit of sound design, but not as much as the students in the sound department. So they are taught to become sound engineering in a studio for music, sound engineering for image, so for films, and sound engineers for live, so concert, things like that. And they specialize during their 3rd year. We have also, for those that are attracted by those French programs, an FLE class, preparatory class. So it's FLE and audiovisual. You will be mostly learning French during a year with a special French teacher, and you will also have workshops and basic audiovisual classes. So you can join afterwards one of the programs that I just talked about, the Francophone programs. The curriculum. So I'm going to skip this one. It's also, a learn by doing method with instructors that are actually working in the industry. What I want to emphasize is that we really want you guys to get technical skills. So we have all the disciplines, and you specialize. For the BFA, you specialize during the third year. So if you want to be specialized in script writing, for example, you will choose that during your third year. You can also choose production. You can choose post-production. Post-production is edition, editing the movie, or edition, sorry, post-production or production. Production is everything that is related to the creation of a film, which also means the organization, schedule, and movie. So you will be able to work with students from different departments. It's your schedule is made that way, so you have free time either for a student job. You might need to finance part of your studies, and for the rent as well, you might need to work on a job. So your schedule are made for you to have enough free time to work on a side job and work on your projects, because you will also be able to use the rooms, the computers from the school and all the softwares, and you will need that free time to be able to shoot movies with your crew. So like I said, you are coming to learn and to be able to find a job later on. That's why we specialize during your third year and not before that. Because if, for example, if you choose directing, we don't become a director right away. It takes time, it takes experience. You need to work on other projects for other people that are already financed, because to become a director, you need to find finance for your movie. You need to build a network, and that you will build slowly, starting from the school. You will start to build your network at school with your schoolmates and the students from the different departments. But you will also be creating your network during internships, and that's why it's important. So 86% of our alumni are employed and still in the sector 5 years after their studies, which is a good thing. You can choose to go back to your country, but no, it's possible also to stay in Paris. I think it's a good thing to stay in Paris after your studies, to follow up with internships to build up experience. And they work in different fields, in the TV, in the new media sector, but also for private companies that, like I said, they need visibility and video contents. Another side of the school, which is really, really important, is the equipment. The equipment is quite expensive, so it might be hard for students to invest in that kind of equipment right away before they become professional, before they work. So you have access to all that equipment. It's camera. We mostly work with Sony F5, F7 for those that are knowledgeable in that field. We also have one of the most expensive is the Arri Alexa Red. Sorry, you have editing rooms that you can book. You are just limited to have a day per day, so it's quite good. And note that the school invests every year in that equipment, because things are moving really fast, and you might new material might be coming and being used in the industry, so we follow up with that. The equipment also includes softwares that are also pretty costly. So you have access to this material for your school projects, but not only. If you only need to build a correct production file, and you can also have access to it for your personal projects. And I really advise all the students to have personal projects as well. That's what is going to change your CV. So the international departments in EICAR, it's the oldest English department in filmmaking in France. So it was the first school. We were the first school to develop English speaking programs in that field, which is also a strength, means we have more experience. You will have 60 different nationalities present in the campus. Some of them join the English speaking program, but also the French speaking program. Don't hesitate to ask me questions about that, because I work on two sides. I work with my colleague on the recruitment of the international students and also on the Francophone students. And you have access, a membership and a graduation ceremony at the French Cinematheque. You will have, like I said, guest lectures, workshops. So to apply, there is no, for the English speaking program, there is no application fee. We only have one intake, building this interaction between different programs. It's quite complex. So we cannot create another intake in January, for example. Because it's too complex. We have to make sure to not have too many students, so you can work correctly during the workshops and during the technical classes. So only one intake, which is going to be September 2022 for next year. The admissions are rolling between November, so it's already started until July. I don't advise you to wait until July, especially if you come from a faraway country, because I'm taking care of that. I'm taking care of your visa application support, so I'm the one emitting the admission letters, and you need at least 2 months. You have to do that earlier, because you need at least 2 months to get your visa application. You have to go through Campus France, and it takes time. It can be stressful, and if you do it last minute, it's gonna be harsh. So to request an application form, you can send an email to either my colleague John McNulty or myself, Sanaa.Chahid@eicar.fr. So in your application, what we need, the basic material for an application, which means a letter of motivation, a transcript, a letter of recommendation from one of your teacher. It doesn't need to be related to filmmaking. A copy of your passport and a portfolio sample. The portfolio is compulsory for the MFA, not for the BFA. And we need also to see your graduate degree for the MFA, or your high school diploma for the BFA in the 1-year program. After we receive your application, you will have an interview. This interview aims at assessing your language and your motivation, your language skills in English, because you will have to follow up the classes in English. So you need to be able to understand, of course. But your motivation, and we, it's not said in the presentation, but we will also test a bit your creativity. So for those that are curious, here is the list of our programs. It's not up to date yet, because we're missing the 2 new programs that I talked about. So in the middle, you have the English speaking programs, but you also have everything related to the French program at first. And formation initiale ou en stage alterné, so the last one, you don't have access to it. Internationals don't have access to it right away. This is something you can only do after you follow a year in initial, so don't pay attention to it for now. Just wanted to say a few words about the new campus. We used to be in the north of Paris, which was a nice place as well, because we're right next to the studios. But it's all right. We just took the opportunity, to build partnerships with those studios and those production companies. But we choose to move to the very south of Paris for a bigger building. So this building that you see in the background is ours. It's only the school, 7th floor. seventh floor, sorry. So it's way more room for students. We were lacking space for, for events, for students to be able to meet and do co-working. So the seventh floor is only dedicated to that. We have now 8 shooting studios, which are in the ground floor, and 1 natural light studio. We have a cinema room with 200 places, 200 seats. And yes, it's very nice area for students, and yeah, or students that are coming in, in second and third year, very happy to see things progress so fast. You will have also makeup artists. They're going to join next year as well in the French department. So we'll have way more, be able to create more visual movies and photos next year. What is important for you as international students is the welcome desk. So we are labeled by Campus France. This is new. So we are the only audiovisual school that is recognized by Campus France. It means that we really try to help you the best we can with your installation in France. So I'm the one that also hosts this email address. So if you have questions about housing, electricity bills, visa, I'm the one you can contact. And so we've built also partnerships for you to find housing. One is right next to the school. So on the right, behind the building, you have the school residence. It's only it's not even 1 minute's walk. Also the buddy system. The buddy system, as international new students, you will maybe want to take part in that. It's a system of partnership between a new student and a student that is EICAR that has been at EICAR for 1 year or more. So this will help you have a first French friend, because even if you are joining the English speaking program, you will be living in France, so you will have to know basic French, and French classes that you will attend during the program might not be enough. So if you want to improve, you need to make French friends. So I really advise all our international students to take part in the buddy system to be able to meet people from other programs. Because you can be shy at the beginning. It's quite normal, and this thing is made for that. So you can meet people faster. So this is where we are located. You can come by metro, line 7. We also have the tramway, line 3A. So it's really accessible by transport. It's quite convenient to come here. So the presentation is over. So if you want to contact us, you can. If you want to have a call, you can call us at this number, but from abroad it might be expensive, so don't hesitate to send me an email asking for a phone call, and I'll be happy to call you back or reply to you by email. And if you want to check what our students are doing, the projects and things like that, you can have a look at the Facebook, mostly the EICAR also account, to be able to see the projects. All right. Yes, thank you so much for attending.
Right.
And
Sanaa,
you're welcome.
telling us why and how we can become one of the profession with ECAR. So now let's welcome the questions from our audience. Don't be shy. Just feel free to leave your questions in QA parts. Believe Sanaa will try to help you with your application. First of all, since you have the French check and English check, and for French check, does the applicant have to submit any language certificates?
Yes, for the French department, you need to prove that you have at least the B2 level,
Right.
and it will the verification will follow up during your admission interview.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Anyway, for your visa, so about the language for the French department, when you apply for your visa, campus friends will also check if you have the right level. So we cannot really cheat that. So you will need to prove during your visa application that you speak French if you join the French department.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, first of all, when they applying for EICAR, they're gonna pass the interview in order to get the offer, and then we'll move on to the visa application. Yeah. All right. So, first of all, we have an audience interested in the Master of Fine Arts, MFA. Is there any age limit for any program in EICAR?
No, there's no age limit. Like I said, I have students that choose to do reorientation. So they have either, some of them, you know, they studied, for example, I've had this student that studied economics, but had the opportunity to work in the audiovisual industry, but you know, like it's small jobs, and decided to, you know, it's a person that actually worked. So no, so it's possible, it happens.
So what would be the class look like? Would it be like mostly like group works, group projects? They have a lot of like practice need to do or to be done for each semester.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
What would be the class look like for student? For example, do they have like mostly um, studying theory, or they would do more in group projects and group work?
A lot of group projects. You should expect a lot of group projects, and theoretical classes you will have, but it's 20% of all your classes. So you will be doing a lot of group projects during for whatever program that you choose.
Right.
Yeah, it's mostly practical classes, but you cannot skip, you know, history of cinema and things like that.
Of course. So are all the students required to do your internship?
Yes.
Or
Yes, you must do internships. It's compulsory. It's necessary also for your it's for your own good. Like I said, in this industry, what is valued is your experience, it's your skills. So you need to do internships. I didn't talk about it. I have two colleagues that help students with internships. So we will send you some offers, and if you have trouble, we won't find your internship for you. I'm not going to say that, but we give you a support. And if you're having a bad time looking for an internship, we can have a look at the way you're applying, who you're applying with. We can check your CV and lots of motivation together to help you get through that.
all right. So what would be usually when would be the internship? It will be like the first semester they will focus on class, and then the second semester they'll
For
go.
the international students, we advise you to do it by the end of your last year, in summer, because then you will have better French skills. Even if it's Paris, it's an international city, you might end up finding an internship in English, but to give you more chances, you need to speak French. So that will happen after your 2 years here. So at least 2 years. So by the end of the last semester, you can do it. But if you can you can also do it earlier. You can start after the second semester. So a year is divided in 2 semesters. After the second semester, you can start doing a small internship. So you have 12 weeks of internships. You can do it separately. So you can do, for example, two weeks a first summer. You can do more, but the minimum would be 12 weeks.
Okay. You mentioned like there will be two of your colleagues will help students to find internship. So is there any like something like job fair or job making event for students to join?
Not to my knowledge, it might have happened.
Mhm.
It might have happened with the international department. Yes.
I see. Cool. For people who would like to focus or master screenwriting,
Mhm.
they don't speak French or they don't know French yet. Do you think they might have to improve it if they want to stay in the same industry after graduation, or in which level they should achieve at least?
To join the French script writing
Hmm.
option. I
I
think
mean,
that's
like
a big
either they will
challenge.
join the English track or French track, but like I mean, in order to stay in Europe or probably in France to develop a career in the same industry.
Well,
Uh,
for script writing, you really need C1. I mean, you need to be bilingual
right.
for
True.
script writing. Yes,
They're gonna
in French, yeah,
Mhm.
and in English as well.
Right. Before graduation, are there any requirements for the students? For example, like they gonna first of all, internship we just mentioned, and also do they have like finish any say graduation performance or
Yes, they have, and
their-
those are the film projects that they're gonna take part in. They
Mhm.
have it's like that in EICAR. You start with a film project and you end with a film project as well. So you could really watch the difference, the difference how you improve while watching your first projection and then the last.
True. See how much you improve yourself during
Yeah.
day with an ACAR. Cool. All right. So you mentioned like during the interview, you test both students, say applicants' creativity and their language. For the
Mm.
creativity part, how the school might examine it.
I cannot tell because it's quite a secret. If I say it, they're gonna be fully prepared. It's not gonna be fair for the other students. But yeah, it's creativity. It's hard to test, right? So it's a
Right.
specific question
Mhm.
that would allow them to show their imagination
Mhm.
and how they would, how they would their ability to tell a story,
Okay.
because that's what filmmaking is about. It's
Mhm.
about telling a story and how you would present it.
Quite fair. So in general, what kind of student ACAR is looking for? What?
Like I said, it's students that are passionate.
Mhm.
Um, they're passionate about either cinema or music, or sometimes both. A lot of time both. And they really want to create. They want to create, or it depends which program, because in the third year you can also choose the techniques, so you're more into camera, screening and things like that. So it really depends. We need those two profiles. We need the creative ones, the sensitive ones, but we also need the technicians. So we have a lot of different profiles. It's quite diverse, and which is good, which is a very good thing also to have 60 different nationalities, because it means different kind of inspiration, and when you mix everything together, they can create something new.
Okay. Here we go with the questions of scholarship. Does the school provide any scholarship or actually financial aids they might seek support from?
Okay, so if your if scholarship is something that um, is compulsory for you, it's really without scholarship you wouldn't be able to join EICAR. Then don't really count on the scholarship that EICAR gives. I want to warn you, it's a reality. So we have a scholarship for our top students starting their second year, but it's not as much as a scholarship that maybe your region would give, or your country would give. So I have students that ask for this kind of financement back in their countries. In France, they can also, French people, they can also get help from their regions. So you need to ask for financing from your country. And then I will give you after you're admitted, I will give you the necessary documents to be able to ask for this kind of scholarship. But for EICAR, EICAR scholarship is available starting your second year and based on your scores. And it's not as much as a scholarship that you would get from an association or an institution back in your country.
I see. What would be for example, how many percent of student might have the EICAR scholarship? And what would be the general scores?
I think it's given to around 10 students per year. Yeah.
See. Like what kind of level of scores they might reach in order to apply for a scholarship?
That I don't know. It's the pedagogical assistant. Sorry, the pedagogical assist. The people in charge of the pedagogy.
Okay.
They select the students. So it's important that you are in touch with them. So we are all available at school. So once you know your pedagogical assistant or the pedagogical chief of your program, if you have financial issues, to contact them and ask them about the scholarship.
Well, in fact, I'll just mention to the Taiwanese audience, the Ministry of Education Taiwan also offer similar or like relevant scholarship for people who want to study in the industry or fields of arts. So if you're looking for, I think it's called, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
台湾教育部有个艺术与设计精英海外培训计划，那这个部分会是有资助的部分啊，还有一些是奖励培训的部分，所以同学如果有兴趣的话，可以上教育部的网站去查询相关的资讯。Okay, I just add up some information for now.
Can you send me that website you're talking about?
Yeah, I was okay. I will send you later. Yeah, it's a kind of like program by the Ministry of Education, where they try to encourage people to studying
arts,
all the relevant aspects and thoughts in arts. So, yeah, I will send you a link later on.
Okay.
Hey, any questions so far from our audience?
We only had the scholar. I see the scholarships, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool. All right. I think we don't have any more questions so far, Sanaa. But we have your email contact. So in case our audience have any questions afterwards, they can still reach you. Probably they can forward their background, and then you can give better practical suggestions for them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jade. Thank you everyone for attending. And yeah, don't hesitate to get back in touch with me by email. And yeah, we'll be glad to answer all your questions and talk about your plan for the future.
Of course. Thank you for
You
joining
guys.
us.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.